to Transformative. This is Transformative Tarot, the Who-kah Lounge. Did y'all miss me? Whatever. It's good to see y'all in the spirit. I didn't know what it was for until today. But if you look on top of the box, I have the shell of a cicada intact, really beautiful looking. Like you can see all the details on it. Like I think that's just awesome. It's a reminder, and it's so relevant because I had to give it a second because not being online and all that other shit for a while really gave me some downtime. But what I realized was, as with a lot of us, there was new shit uploading. Like there was new stuff you had to see to get used to. There's new muscles you had to work out and figure out how to incorporate that shit or how it was already, in your energy. Blah, blah, blah. And then just sitting with that. But in that time, it's really interesting because it's like you're in a reflection state as well. Welcome back into the Who-kah Lounge. Today is the first day of the wave spell of the Dreamer, the Blue Knight. The next 13 days will be driven by intuition, the abundance of possibilities. Your dreams are something you can really hone in on or tap into, whether they're occurring during this cycle or even, past dreams, reoccurring dreams, things of that nature. But fucking row your boat gently down the stream is like the theme song for this whole thing. Because it's just a dream, the dream spell, or what was cast. And look, we talking about casting, the magician. And this is what I mean, having all the tools, having all the elements necessary for what it is that this next cycle will be asking of you. Along with what you've chosen to, you know what I'm saying? There's still choices here. And with this energy here, this Gemini energy, there's going to be choices. And I got to set the birthday deck out for y'all today. I must really love y'all. But today being the first day of this wave spell of the Dreamer, next 13 days, watch your dreams. Your intuition may be more peaked than usual. This might even be a time where you hone something new that you've learned about yourself recently. But in this deck, the Magician has taken the garb of the Hierophant from my deck. So let me paint this picture for you real quick. Because the same straps that are across his chest here have become part of his uniform. That which held you down became your medicine, became part of your arsenal, became part of your tool. And that's why I brought the shell out. You know what I'm saying? It's a reminder that the cicadas, the butterflies, you can't hate on the cocoon. You know what I'm saying? You can't hate on the former self, regardless of what happened, what went down. That's an old cycle that's ended. You should be emerging with gratitude for what the life lessons were here to get you to this state, so that you could take on a whole new identity. You know what I'm saying? Take on a whole new set of skills. Life purpose may have changed for you, It's like you've been single and now you got kids and a wife or a husband. You know what I'm saying? Let's take a look at set the water. Because the Magician is speaking of manifestation. I ain't even got to the astrology. Like, I've been taking off so hard, like, I rather just feel the energies than try to predict them ahead of time and all that other shit. Like, it's been a lot less stressful. You know what I'm saying? Anxiety. Look at that. Say that, and the Eight of Swords fall out in reverse. So we're going to keep that. We're going to keep that. Oh, and the Devil reverse is right in the bottom of it. Okay. So now it's really baiting the story. This is really about, and I'm going to read for two sets of people. People who've already done it, people who are at the threshold. People who ain't going to go through this, don't even worry about it. People who have already done it have gotten out of their own way. This is letting go of anything that you have deemed unworthy of your energy. Let's just be blunt. Let's just be real with all this, right? That is not worth your time, your energy, your thought process, people, places, or things, lifestyles, habits, thought processes, especially in the realms of the mind. This is more about thinking and communication. The way you talk to yourself has changed. There's no longer this being bound to situations. It's no longer feeling guilt or attached, really. Really, it's about the attachment. You know, people put so much of that negative gloom on the devil card. It's not that serious. You know what I'm saying? Every system had to have a scapegoat in order for it to work. We all know that. All right? You know what I'm saying? So, this is also a reminder that you may have experienced this. I don't know about y'all, but I've been in that scapegoat thing. And I had to do a little searching and kind of go in on it. You know what it is? When you're willing to change and you're doing work on yourself and you're improving on your life and your circumstances as much as you can every day, there are people who see that whether you know it or not, right? And heaven forbid you gifted or you're really great at something that helps you be who you are, that allows you to be authentic, right? This is where you get this energy from with folks. But it has nothing to do with you. It's the fact that they see that part of themselves that did not take chances, that did not listen to the intuition. You understand? That didn't take the time to sit with yourself. This is detaching for everything. So you had to sit with yourself. People who can sit with themselves are some of the most powerful people in the world. There's no validation, no permission. None of that shit is necessary when you're in that kind of energy. It's very liberating. It may be lonely at times, but it outweighs what you could potentially be exposing yourself to. Now, don't be scared to have the experience of life, sharing it with others. We're not saying don't do that shit, because that's where the juice is at right about now. Especially with Uranus up there in Gemini, just fucking around. And we're going to have that for 7 years. That's why social media is like it is right now. Especially the shorts. Because Gemini is more of the grade school, middle school as compared to Sagittarius, which is post-grad. You know what I'm saying? So we're not talking about lengthy videos. We're talking about quick videos, the shorts, the reels, and stuff like that. So there's something to keep in mind if that's part of what you're doing. On the top of the deck, after we just shuffled again, we have the hard work paying off. Eight of Pentacles, getting to the bag. Not the external bag, not just the external bag. That is a reflection, again, the reflection of the work that you put in is now coming out on the surface. It's a funny universe when you start figuring out these little things and how it really works. Not for everybody else, but for yourself. That's what that time apart is for. To reestablish your connection with that, whatever you call source or divine. Bottom of the deck. Well, I'm telling you, Knight of Swords. Fast, moving, speech, communication, things moving, zip, zap. Messages coming in. And I mean on all levels. I did say this is the Mayan, first day of the Mayan calendars. Not the first day of Mayan. The first day of the wave spell for the dreamer, the blue knight. So you may get dreams with messages as well. I don't want you to look at things as purely physical. I don't want you to look at them as purely spiritual. You got to balance this shit out, right? Messages. Messages. Coming in and out. In relation to the work that you've put to yourself and whatever your endeavors are. So if you've been taking the time, I don't care if it's just a little bit a day, 5 minutes a day, you're still showing devotion and not commitment. I think the Hierophant should be updated, just like everything else. We're not talking about commitment. We're talking about devotion to something. You know what I'm saying? You could commit to something, not like the shit, right? But you done sign a contract, whatever, you done committed to it. You done committed to 18 years with that chick you know you ain't gonna marry. That dude you ain't gonna marry, right? That's different. Devotion means you really want to show up for whatever it is. You are devoted to that cause. It's something more heartfelt. You feel me? That's good. Let's get one more for fancy. Oh. In reverse. We're sitting right there on the tie. You gotta look at this shit. So this time of self-mastery, I'm gonna turn her upright because it's a beautiful card and I want you to see it and have it in your subconscious, so to speak. This is about expanding yourself, really. You know, the yoga poses are meant to stretch and purge feelings and emotions that get trapped in the body, right? It's pretty much what you've been doing in this isolation, hermit mode, going within, reflecting, is finding those nagging spots in your life. Things that just kind of irk you, get under your skin, not enough to make you blow up, but it's just like a corn, you know what I'm saying? When you're getting ready to put your favorite pair of shoes on, kind of shit. It's just something nagging. So this time was about working out the kinks of all kinds and making sure whatever was meant to be learned in this cycle has been learned, and that you're not going to carry it going forward. You understand? But at the same time, it's a celebration of this cycle, because to get to this point, you had to put work in as well. The choice came as whether you wanted to come out of this or stay in there. You know what I'm saying? Be comfortable. But as you know, when you get in a cocoon or this exoskeleton starts to harden, it's uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it's fresh, because you're vulnerable. This doesn't harden. Whatever's inside has to come out in order to harden. So this is where you're back in the world as it is. In this world, not of it. You know what I'm saying? You see the game, but you're not really playing it like everybody else. Blah, blah, blah. It's time to re-engage and re-devote yourself to whatever it is now that is on your heart and in your mind. Spirit has been giving you this messages. It will continue giving you these messages, right? But what it's saying is that time now, it's not saying you don't do maintenance, but all that work now, you need to put that to the side and get back to living, as it were. You need to apply now this newfound sense of clarity or freedom or whatever it is that you've discovered in the last few months. Could have been an epiphany, could have been something really simple, you know what I'm saying? That changed everything. Conversation. But basically the cards are saying that time of it's time to come out of the pose, so to speak. Take a breath and walk it off. And see how you feel now. You know what I'm saying? See how everything feels to you now. Letting a new set of thoughts and beliefs come in and settle in where the old ones were rooted out. You understand? It's like pulling the weeds out the garden and shit. And now you got all this extra room for things to grow. It's now starting to see this. Look at this. Starting to see the seeds. The way you value things, the way you value yourself, your time, your resources, the people around you. You know, what's it really worth? You know what I mean? This legacy always have to have a dollar sign attached to it in order for it to be valid or proof of its strength, its power of the journey. Absolutely not. But at the same breath, it does not fucking hurt to have 6 figures, does it? I don't think anybody in here would complain about that, would you? Somebody to drop 6 figures up in there? You know what I mean? Let's say 2 of Wands in reverse. And the last card on the bottom of the deck, the Empress. It's here. It's uncomfortable because you're so used to something that happened so long ago, even though it seems like yesterday. This shit called time is really funny right about now. You feel what I'm saying? It's here. All your hard work has led you to this point where now it's being put to use. You understand why you went through what you went through. Now you're seeing what it prepared you for. There's no more decision making really Gemini season is over. This is harvest season. We're getting to Libra season where things balance out. And speaking of Libra, one of the archetypes of the Empress, we have, besides Taurus, we have, the Empress. Letting things come to you, not putting so much out there, but putting more in. Um, Working smarter, not harder. You know, the Empress, when she gets to this point, before she got to this point, she had to learn to let go of control and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say she was in the negative. She was always chasing after things. She's learned to let go, to let things come to her. The power of attraction, hidden behind this fan, you know, being alluring, seductive, very fertile with ideas, you know, possibilities, blah, blah, blah. So now is a time to be very mindful of the seeds that you're sowing. And we'll take it back to the beginning with this Eight of Swords. And not letting all that hard work come undone. Sure, you're going to get faced with some of the things from the past that used to irk your soul. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. A memory, something you're not too proud of, whatever. But it's just a memory now. It's not who you are moving forward. It's a part of your journey, but it doesn't define you. You understand what I'm saying? And then on the flip side, you got to think of all the beautiful things that got you to this point. It's a celebration of those decisions and that process that you allowed yourself to go through. It's a celebration of you becoming you authentically without anybody's permission. It's that kind of celebration. It's a very silent one right now because it's in the spirit. You know, everything starts there first. But it's like a really heartfelt congratulations from your ancestors, from the people who came before you, because you know, it was their hope that the ones that came after them would keep up with the evolution of things, you know what I'm saying? The expansion of things, to carry on the legacy or the family name in such a way. But here come your ass and you done rerouted and rebooted the whole thing, you know what I'm saying? And even more applause for taking the time out to do that work so it doesn't show up again. All that showing up is this new beginning. Grasshopper, being a student again, asking questions again, being curious again about life, and going deeper on things that you already knew about, but, you know, being presented with things you have no clue about. You know, grasshopper. That's what we call the pupil, or the white belt, the beginner's mind. You had to hit the reset button on all of this, you know what I mean? So there is what's setting the table and the plate for this wave spell of the dreamer. The dreamer now is asking you to, um let's get some bigger ones. Let's get some better ones. I mean, the things you dreamt about when you were 7 to 8 are totally different than what they are now. You know what I'm saying? Now that you're 20, 30s, your 40s, your 50s, like even in between all of those stages, who you are and your likes and dislikes and all that has changed. So what does the dream look like now? This is the invitation from spirit to dream again. And I should have seen it coming, and I could have seen it coming, but I decided not to look ahead on the calendar to see what's coming up. I wanted to live in the moment with the energy. You know what I'm saying? And that's the other thing. Just be living in the moment, present, being present, right? Having those conversations. Any questions? Anybody need a card real quick? I would be in here and I would be right up out of here. Because like I said, it's all still kind of fresh and new. Just getting reacquainted again with myself, which is what this reading is urging everybody to do. You know, and not just sitting there with it, but taking that new sense of self out in the world and not being afraid of the mistakes or anything like that, because you know how all that works. You know what I mean? You know what the game is now. It's just a learning experience, but your wisdom is going to keep you centered this time. It's going to keep you on track. You won't have so long to recover. You know what I'm saying? And you will avoid things that you shouldn't be interacting with a lot easier. So we're thinking on the lighter side of things. What does it feel like to dream? My homie said it the other day, and that's what I was going to say. He said, "Man, I'm doing so much, man. I don't even have time to dream." And it struck me. I said, "Oh, that's where we're at now. It's time to slow down and dream again. Dream again. What could your life possibly be like? What is it that you're passionate about now? Is there a higher calling for you? Is there a cause that's changed? You know what I'm saying? Are you an advocate for something now? You know, this is also about sharing your story and all that you've been through. That's why all these coins are coming out of the mouth. There's wisdom and perhaps teaching. It doesn't have to be formal. It could be the person on the corner that you sit down with. It could be your best friend. It could be a total stranger, just like on this channel. You know what I'm saying? You come here, you don't know me, but you sit down and listen for a little bit because it strikes something in you. Maybe you're on the doorstep of where I'm at. Maybe you are where I'm at. Maybe you're beyond where I'm at. And this is a reminder, just like the cocoon. You know, this is it's a quiet celebration going. It's a quiet celebration and a restructuring of things. All right. So what we're going to do is, because that's a pretty good message. You just never know what's going to come out till you sit down. You can't really plan on a reading. You just have to trust in the process. It's when you show up, right? Just like everything else. Nobody can tell you how to be a great anything. You have to show up. Figure that shit out. All right, let's get a word. Let's get some closing. Let's get a closing card from each deck. I don't want to beat this up too bad. This is going to be one of my vintage decks. You pull out like once every year and replace it with something new. Fancy's deck, Santa Muerte deck. Fancy's deck, I still have decks available if you want to order. I'm still doing commissions, a whole hell of a lot of commissions, and expanding in that. So that's a different world for me. Just as an example, learning how to do this and that now as part of my trade, not giving out too much. You feel what I'm saying? Because the conversation is still between me and the source, the divine, angels, guides, whatever you want to call them, nature. Temperance. You understand balance. When it's time to play. And this came out. So we're going to take it. I don't know what it means, but we're going to clarify it. Because it's interesting that now it's in the upright. Temperance. This is the balance. This is the reminder that you are human. This is a reminder that you're going to have doubts every now and then. You're not going to be sure. You might get in your way and not be knowing it. You know, there's still work to do. But you've learned something valuable that helps you negate that. Totally. And add something in new. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the recovery time is different. So, when things are against you, your forward movement, especially in your mind, your thoughts, what you're thinking, come back. Because there's always going to be a test, right? There's always going to be a test. It's always going to be a test. Test of time. No, nothing small. No small talk. You don't have time for small talk now. You don't have time for anything that does not give back to you equally. Six of Pentacles in reverse. This is the cause, and maybe somebody needed to hear this. Uh, this is secured for a lot of us, but for those it's not. This is still upright. Because the balance is here, right? When your energy, when your time is wasted thinking small, playing small, especially thinking small, um, unwilling to learn something, this is when you're going to get in that Eight of Swords, and this is when you're going to know you're stuck. You have to start advocating for your time and your energy. And you people, this set of people, you have to do it starting small. Doesn't want you to go out there guns blazing, because you got to get used to the fire in that tone. You may not know your power yet, right? It's going to take a little time to get used to that. Don't worry about it. Uranus is going to be in Gemini. It's helping everybody learn to communicate a little bit differently. Not to say it's not going to shake things up and be some shocking revelations coming out of folks' mouths in the next 7 years. I've already heard some wild shit. But this is more about you really studying yourself. This could be studying your habits. You know what I'm saying? Are you predictable to yourself? You know what you're going to be doing once you get home from work, kind of thing. This is asking you to shake up the routine a bit with this Page of Swords. As soon as you get home, don't just sit down and go take a 5-minute walk, and let that be I don't know, 7-day kind of ritual for yourself. Ritual is something that you repeat. Remember that. It's not something you do just on the fucking full moon. No, if you're doing full moon rituals, you've been doing all month. You feel what I'm saying? Let these motherfuckers play with your shit. So, reciprocity. It's not a case where necessarily everything that you're receiving is what you're putting out. You just might be around some different energies at this time. So keep that in mind. Not everything is going to be a reflection. Good or bad. You know what I'm saying? It's no time to start turning them stores in on yourself. And if ever you get in that state, it's a reminder to come back. You know what I'm saying? Do you hate, like I said, I can't think of a butterfly that really would hate the cocoon that it came out of. Of course, you were this, look at this guy. Not the prettiest thing in the world. According to whose standards? I think it's gorgeous. It shows a willingness to be still and let a process take hold for however long it needs to. And then having the strength to emerge vulnerable from that old stage after releasing everything. Still got the slit in the back. Came out right there. Split that from the top. To start a new life. Have a new perspective on things. See the growth. You know what I'm saying? What is this? Fancy it up? Did I already say this one? Yeah, Temperance. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't feel like this needs to go on too much farther. I don't like keeping things long. I know how y'all attention spans be. Motherfuckers already saw like 5 reels in between going back and forth on this shit, right? Just cutting in, whatever. If you like a personal reading or any form of art that I do that you see on my page, or even something that you don't, email's in the description box. You can reach out anytime. It behooves you to not be on any, alright. Leave a detailed message about what it is you're looking for. Prices have changed. I don't even know what they are. I'll probably go off the old template until I figure that out. But we are here for and to serve the collective. Should it ask for the service? And to recap, first day of the wave spell of the dreamer, the blue night in the Mayan calendar. The next 13 days, be mindful of your dreams. Listen to your intuition more. What is it telling you about yourself and things around you? But it's also about the abundance and how that fits into the realm of infinite possibilities. Can you get out of your own way enough and dare to dream of something that you've always known? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the challenge the spirit is putting in front of you right now. Dare to dream. What dreams may come. But remember not to take it so seriously, because like row your boat gently down the stream. It's just a dream. You know what I'm saying? Even this is going to pass. So make sure you have some fun while you're dreaming. Whatever it is that you're dreaming about, put all your, you know what I'm saying? That fun. Bring back that fun again. That kind of stuff. All right? Well, until the next time, fellow starseed seekers, magicians, witches, fairies, ops, whatever you may be. Enjoy the rest. Enjoy this wave spell. I'm not gonna post no videos, of course, at least until the next wave spell. Gives you the chance to come back and review it and actually have a course to study. You know what I'm saying? That's why I do the things the way I do. Can't rush growth, nor would you want to. So for everybody that came in, I appreciate you. Hello to everybody in the comments. Catherine and X-Set Colbin. I will see y'all on the next one. Take care.